Welcome back in. It's 8:41. Time to talk about your Monday motivation. You know, Henry Ford once said, anyone who stops learning is old, whether at 20 or 80. So we're talking about being a lifelong learner. What does that mean? Joining us this morning is noted author, leadership trainer, speaker, Pete Blank. Good to see you this morning.
Good to see you, Mike. Thanks for having me.
You know, it's funny you bring up this lifelong learner because I do try to learn new things.
Yeah.
It empowers us when we learn new things.
Yeah.
Now, I learn stuff maybe that's not going to help me in terms of like a career process,
Right.
but you're talking about life in general. I learn about gardening,
Yep.
and cooking, all kinds of stuff.
Well, from a motivational perspective, I think we sort of get into this whole schooling process where, especially when we're younger, I got to get through high school and get through college, and then, life will be good.
Yeah, I'm sick of school.
I'm sick of
That's it.
school.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden we realize we miss learning opportunities and we miss becoming better. In fact, back when I worked at Walt Disney World, there was this whole concept called the Disney Institute, where the idea was come to Disney, but don't just go on vacation to the theme parks, come to the Disney Institute and you can learn how to garden, how to make wine, how to be on television. They had a television and film, so that's not there anymore, but the idea was people still desire the idea to learn beyond their schooling years.
So that kind of gives people an idea what it means there to be a lifelong learner.
Right.
So it gives people some practical ways that we can do that, because it helps keep our mind energized.
Right.
It really does make us feel young.
Well, here's one simple thing that I do. Did you know that Netflix has documentaries? So, besides Game of Thrones and besides all these movies that you can binge watch on, there's a tremendous amount of documentaries where
really good ones.
Really good ones where you can learn about history or you can learn about science or religion. That's one way. There are local groups and local communities that are out there for people like you said who like gardening. There's this great thing called a guitar buddy where you can just learn how to play the guitar, and so there's this idea that people who like to learn, you don't have to get paid for it. You don't have to make money off of a side hustle with it. But the day you stop learning should be the day that you're either close to retirement or close to maybe the end of your life. Because when you talk about being motivated, especially if you're a stay-at-home mom or maybe you're someone who's in and out of jobs right now, you've got to keep the brain active.
Yeah, and with YouTube now, I'm kind of a coach by seeing type person.
Absolutely.
If I read a book, I can't follow it, but you show me how to do it, I can follow it. So that's another way.
Yeah.
But now, when you think about being a lifelong learner now, this really motivates you in your everyday life because it keeps you, like I said, re-energized, right?
Well, it keeps you re-energized, and it doesn't matter what stage of life you're at. Like, for example, if you are a newlywed and say that you have no kids whatsoever, you and your significant other can go out and learn pottery or you can learn gardening. And then when you get to the stage where you have kids in your life, you as a you can go on an educational family trip together, not just a theme park, something educational. And then when you get older and you get into your senior years, you want to keep the mind active. So you can be involved in like chess clubs or learning how to do something you've always wanted to learn how to do. Yeah. And that's what's motivating to people.
That's a good Monday motivation. So hey, Mickey, those polka dance lessons you were thinking about doing, I think now is a great opportunity. This is your motivation. There you go. Pete, thank you so much.
Hey, thanks for having me.